the more new things you can sprinkle back into the business, it creates more value. You can spend your time finding new executives. You could spend your time finding new business opportunities. Natalie and I, 3.5 years ago, partnered with Grant and Elena Cardone. And let me tell you what's happened. The real estate, when we partnered, had $900 million under management. $1 billion almost. 3.5 years ago, today, Grant Cardone has $5.5 billion under management. $5.5 billion. You know why? Because all the things that were consuming his time, his energy, his money, he released that to other people that we started working with. That allowed him to be freed up to do the things he loves to do, spend all his energy on doing it, and then come back and add more value to us to help us accelerate what we were doing as a team. The real multiplication, the 10x multiplication, doesn't happen by you working 10x harder. It happens when you get your team as a group. The wider and more competent your team is, it happens by them multiplying through each other to 10x the impact of what the market says is available if you go out and attack it. So what that allows you to do is be the best, most excited version of yourself by exiting the things you're doing, giving that opportunity to other people, and creating massive value in your organization. Now, once you've exited the day-to-day responsibilities, you can actually start enjoying your life a bit. And you can start putting your attention on things that will add more value to your business. The more you understand that, the more you free yourself up, the more new things you can sprinkle back into the business, it creates more value. You can spend your time finding new executives. You could spend your time finding new business opportunities. Grant and I are business partners. He could spend his time negotiating with me and developing a relationship, and then we can go grow both our businesses. In fact, that real estate fund going from just under $1 billion to $5.5 billion in 3.5 years, well, our startup in 3 years just got revalued by our accountants. It's now worth $500 million, our startup. So Grant has been able to have $500 million of impact in our startup by collaborating and working and spending time with Natalie and I, helping us learn how to do things we didn't know how to do so we could expand our reach. Inside of his business with Sherry and Jared, who works with Natalie and myself and Jeremy and all our executive teams as a team. So now Grant, instead of Grant with Sherry and Jared, now Grant has 15, 18 executives all working together, pulling the market opportunity forward. So now if you look at Grant's business, where it was worth maybe $200 or $300 million 3.5 years ago, that business is worth $1.4 billion today. So Grant has multiplied into the billions, and he hasn't even sold any of his equity yet. He actually hasn't had a capital event. What he's done is he's converted his energy, his effort, and the best version, the best contribution of himself, and sprinkled it over dozens of leaders who are doing it over hundreds of employees. This is, in itself, how you create the most value for your business, because now we have something that we can take public. We have something we could sell. We could bring a private equity partner in, and it would be worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not billions of dollars today, all in 3.5 years. Now let's talk about the stats right now. 80% of all small businesses are self-employed individuals. They're working by themselves. So technically your first exit is just to exit what you're doing right now today. And if you don't know how to do that, well, you need to learn how to do it. Somebody needs to teach you. Somebody needs to show you. Somebody that you can rely on that will show you the exact blueprint of what they did so you can do it as well. Now, another stat is 8 out of 10 businesses will never sell because they're too small. There's no value in somebody buying them. And there was no strategic planning. People don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. So you got to learn what plan should you put in place in order to maximize your return on your efforts to maximize the return on your investment. Both time, energy, effort, and money. Up to 80% of all small business owners' net worth are tied to their business. They're over leveraged because they're earning income, but they're not earning asset value. They're gaining active income, but there's no intrinsic value in the business that can create passive income. We have done that through all of our businesses because here's the good news. There's no emotion in this. It's all just technical. when you learn the technical aspects of doing it, it's available to every single person who chooses to be educated and learn how to do it.